Hey.
We watched Silent Night, Deadly Night and
Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2.
Part 2.
So basically, we watched Silent Night, Deadly Night
twice.
And
Rapid succession.
Yes. With some like added bits.
Yeah, or like a TV show based on Silent Night, Deadly Night. Like the first episode of that show.
Oh, look at you and your Snapple.
Oh, yeah, you want a Snapple?
No, I'm good at the Diet Coke, but I was like, Snap.
Yeah.
Made from the best stuff on earth.
That's what they say. So, still, how did they get to make that claim? Are they like, well, if you think about tea, it's pretty good for you.
What a marketing campaign in the 90s.
That's still going.
Yeah, and like, because they had the Snapple lady.
Yeah.
Was a huge part of my childhood in the 90s.
We're really talking about Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Say something.
Yeah, the peach, of course.
Like, where is the lid?
The peach was the first fruit to be eaten on the moon. Because it's like a butt shape and that's like a moon?
Yes.
Is that why they chose it?
Exactly.
Probably. Rocket scientists
well, you
came
can't
up
get
with that.
peaches on the moon. So.
Very exclusive.
Oh, we're stupid.
Can't get peaches on the moon.
Silent
we
Night.
might be stupid, but we might not be as stupid as Silent Night, Deadly Night
Part
2.
God, that movie's bad.
Stupid.
It's like, I love when they're in the movie theater and he's like, what's this movie about? And she's like, so it's about this guy who dresses up like Santa Claus, kills a bunch of people. And he's like, what? It's hysterical. It's my favorite part of the movie,
funny.
I think. I love that part. Everyone else's favorite part is Garbage Day, which is great.
Also fantastic and
Like,
terrible.
it's so stupid.
It's so stupid. And some parts are like just bad. And you're like, I've been giving this too much credit. And then you're like, no, it's funny again. It is. Not on purpose, but it's funny.
Because, like, I really like the first one.
Yeah,
I think the first
agree.
one's
It's
really good.
I thought it was really good. This is so hard to do.
I know.
It actually kind of hurts my forehead. And I can't do it on tempo. My forehead's
And
like,
he
I
does
don't
it
have any more.
all the time.
The whole movie.
Mm.
His forehead must be so fit.
So the first one's really good. And, like,
Yeah.
Billy's hot.
Yeah.
Billy is hot. He's gorgeous. When he shows up, he is
Yeah,
gorgeous.
he is. You aren't expecting him.
And then
when he comes on the scene and he's a
gorgeous.
beauty.
So it, like, starts off in what? 1971?
Yeah. Ish. Whatever. You're going to be better at this than me. Don't even try to
No,
see if
let's
I
see.
can confirm.
It starts
73.
off in 1971 and then goes to 1974.
4.
So it's like this mom and dad are taking their kids to see
Their grandpa.
their grandpa, who is catatonic.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Because then when the parents leave Billy, who's like 7.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, just
No, I
alone
guess
in
he's
this,
like
small school cafeteria
6.
sized room with this catatonic man.
I really think he's supposed to be like 4, actually.
Yeah, he seems like he's supposed to be really
But
young.
he's like 7 or 8.
In that weird felt shirt.
And so, okay, so
Polo.
he's like 4. He's left alone with his grandpa, who's a fucking creep.
Yeah.
Not catatonic.
At all.
Tells him, like, terrifies him with this story about Santa being evil.
Yeah, plus he's like crushing his arm the
Yeah,
whole time
and
he's
like
telling the story.
freaking out. Which, I mean, it is foreshadowing. It is true.
Right.
In this case.
In this particular case.
Like, if you see Santa, you better run. Then the parents come back and get him, and everything's, like, fine. He's catatonic again. But Billy's like freaked out. So they're like driving
back
Can
home.
we talk about how I had a fit about giving a recap about Lethal Weapon? And here I am giving a recap.
This is my whole point. We do this every episode.
I know, and I think I was just like, felt like I was put on the spot, and I just went back to 6th grade and I didn't like it.
It's like literally the
And here I am doing it.
thing we do every time.
I'm an idiot.
You're an idiot. I tried to tell you.
So they're like driving along when they see
a Santa Claus.
I have to sneeze, I think. No, I don't. They see a Santa Claus broken down on the side of the road.
Is it the cat fur?
No, I don't know.
I just like to blame it.
It's the cat fur. Help me.
So they see a
Thank you.
Santa on the side, broken down on the side of the road in this like kind of pretty cool Chevy Nova, actually pretty cool car.
Because we've seen
fur
this.
in your mouth. There's fur in your mouth.
We've seen the Santa before too.
Yes.
This is the Santa from the gas station.
Yes, which we didn't talk about.
No.
There's the Santa that robs a gas station.
He robs a gas station, kills people,
kills
a
at
guy
least one person.
for $31.
Yeah, idiot. I
Uh-huh.
know that's a weird thing to say, but then I was saying, never mind. I don't want to go down the whole thing.
So this is that same Santa.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of different storylines going right at the beginning.
Like a lot. There's a lot that happens in this movie.
So he breaks down this Santa that robs the convenience store. Allegedly. And flags them down, the people who were seeing the catatonic grandpa, to rob them.
And the dad is like, no, and he reverses.
Skirt! And
but the Santa like shoots at him.
Moving vehicle backwards. About, and he gets him right between the eyes.
Just hits him.
Gets him and kills him.
Billy is in the back seat.
And he gets out.
There's a baby in all of this, too.
Right. Which this time is in a baby seat, but in the original shot was just like
in the mom's arms, like, hey. But, yeah, so Billy, like, takes off and runs across the street. Is like, I'm out. And lays down there and watches.
Hides in, like, the tall grass.
Hides and watches. As Santa, like, kind of rapes his mom.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I guess he kills her before he rapes her, and then it's not clear whether or not he rapes her.
Yeah,
after. It doesn't seem like he rapes her after.
It's, like, graphic and traumatizing.
Yeah, it's not good either way you slice it.
No.
I was doing that thing with the snail.
I know.
Sorry.
Ooh, I like it.
What's that?
It's so loud. And then we flash forward to 1974. And then
I just am so bad at the dates, but yes. Oh, because then we're in the orphanage. And he has a mullet and he's like 9.
Yes. And he's like, God, I thought I saw someone walk by. Did someone walk by? I'm like tripping.
There's stairs right there.
I know, I'm tripping.
It's really creepy when people walk by, actually.
But here you are, all your windows open.
Well, I won't be held captive by the fact that I live on the ground floor. I will not. This is goddamn America.
Don't take my freedoms.
I don't care that it's a good precaution, though. So that is an interesting thing. Because I am not anti-mask, obviously. Anyway, whatever. I'm sorry.
So we're in the orphanage. He has a mullet.
Yeah, great mullet. All the kids have really crazy, interesting hair. I was going to say good, but that's not the right word.
I mean, good is relative. He has some issues, obviously.
Supposed to draw a picture
of Santa. And he does.
But his version
has knives sticking out of him and like
And
the
a dead
reindeer's
reindeer
heads chopped off, right?
decapitated. Yeah.
So he gets sent to Mother Superior, who is a fucking cunt.
Yeah, she's really
Spoiler
mean.
alert.
She's like so the nun from like the Blues Brothers
She's
and like
terrible.
like the mean Catholic
She's
redundant
terrible.
nun. So mean.
She's
like
so
hit you
mean.
with a fucking ruler, only she uses a
And
belt.
none of the other sisters can like do anything because, you know, she's Mother Superior.
Right. So they try and they end up just getting the kid in more trouble, which was just rude. There's a lot of softcore porn.
Yeah, because he sees people having sex.
And then earlier, there's a really graphic, like, nipple tweaking sex scene.
Yeah.
Which I think qualifies as softcore.
Yeah.
I don't know where the line
So
is.
has,
There's
like,
no penetration, so that's hardcore, right?
Yeah. And, like, so this whole, like, orphanage scene really drives home the naughty ones get punished. It drives it home because that is all she fucking says. Naughty and punish.
Yep.
And, like, I mean, it sticks with him his whole life because when we jump forward 10 years and he gets a job at Ira's Toys.
I keep mixing them up because one of them is almost the entire first movie.
So he gets a job at Ira's Toys and I think he's 18.
Yeah, he's supposed to be 18 because he's like, this isn't a job for a boy,
So
it's a job for a man.
He's supposed to be like 8 then in 1974.
Right.
These kids don't look their age.
They're just whatever. They're just kids, and they just assign them ages,
yes.
which is fine.
Don't age them. Don't gender these kids. Don't age these kids.
It doesn't matter. None of us are checking
None of
on
this
the
fucking
ages.
matters.
We know they're a kid. Whatever.
Everyone figured this out in 2020 that none of this bullshit matters.
It doesn't matter.
So he gets a job at Ira's Toys. In like September, like October.
Yeah.
Right? October.
We think probably.
Close to Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, while he's in the orphanage, right? So he gets in trouble a lot because he has PTSD from when his parents were murdered by
in front
Santa.
of him.
So, like, Mother Superior tries to get him to sit on Santa's lap.
Because she's horrible.
Because she's just terrible. Because, like, in the 80s, like, when tragic things happening, you just had to get over it.
Push on through the fear.
Move on. We're done here. They're dead. Get over it.
Kind of the whole premise of Fear Factor.
Yeah, so there was that. So he like punches a Santa in the face at the orphanage because
and like really decks him as an 8-year-old.
Really
he
decks that
the
fucker.
Santa out. You hear it. It's like boom.
Yeah,
he gets him.
Yeah.
I don't know why I got so enthused.
So he's now working at Ira's Toys, and it's very close to Christmas. Why wouldn't you work at a toy store Christmas when you're traumatized
horrible reaction
by Santa Claus?
Yes.
So he's doing great though. He's great. People like him.
You don't really get the sense that he's recovered from the Christmas thing.
Yeah, but you see him like pull down toys for kids. Oh yeah, he's dreamy.
He gets a kiss on the cheek from this little girl.
He's super dreamy working in this toy store. And then it hits November, end of November, and they roll out the Christmas banner, and it has a giant Santa on it.
You see him not happily react to the giant Santa.
Yeah, he's not happy about it.
And then I think right after that, we cut to a little further on when they find out that there's Santa's
Yeah, because they have a Santa. We see the Santa a little bit, because they have a Santa, and then the Santa calls out sick. And that's like Christmas Eve, right? That's Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I don't understand why Ira wouldn't have been Santa. I thought that's what she was suggesting. And then it's like, the skinny hunk.
He doesn't want
Not
to.
the pot-bellied old
It's like,
guy.
that is exactly what she's suggesting. And he, like, doesn't want to do it. So he gets his, like, underling do it. Because he's the boss.
Who everybody knows this kid's family has been murdered. They might not know why.
Yeah.
But I feel like you'd still have some kind of inkling that the holidays might be difficult.
So they have him dressed up as Santa, and he frightens the children, but no one really notices or cares. They think he's doing a great job with the children.
It's really weird.
And he like does
terrifying with them.
He's terrifying because he's like, "You're being naughty. Don't be naughty." You. And like she freaks out. But
so good with the kids.
Yeah, and it's funny and weird and silly and like I love it. And then they close and they have like their
office
their
party
little
kind of
party
thing. Yeah.
And so it's like Ira and that lady, whose name I know
I don't
no
know
one's
any other names. None of them.
The older lady that I think totally wants to get with Ira.
Yeah, or like is his wife.
And then Pamela, I think is that girl's name.
Is the girl's name.
And then that rapey guy.
Right. Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
I don't have any idea what his real name is, but he doesn't look like exactly like Joe Pesci.
No, but there are moments.
But passable as Joe Pesci several times.
So, like, they die.
Yeah.
I mean, they all get murdered.
They die. And
they all get murdered. There's
dies,
a string of lights death.
He's hung by Bot Billy. And then she's like, because he's trying to rape Bonnet. What's her name?
Pamela? Bonnet? Did you say Bonnet?
I'm sorry.
And I'm just like,
I don't know.
Not even Bonnie. It's just Bonnet. That's not even a name. It's a hat.
It's not a name at all.
Stupid.
Damn it, now that's all I can think her name is.
Pamela. I think.
Pamela. Joe Pesci's trying to rape Pamela.
Mm-hmm. And he's just like
rubbing his face on her chest, like
on her
decolletage.
Decolletage.
Just this area.
Not really here, decolletage.
The decolletage. Very weird.
It's
very
weird.
Strange. So
he gets killed with a string of lights.
And she gets killed being completely unappreciative of the rescue. Naughty. He was gonna rape you. Dead now.
She was gonna like be safe. Yeah. He wasn't gonna kill her, and then she like freaks out, so he kills her.
Right. Although it is a good reason to freak out because rape is not the same. Right. I mean, not to minimize rape. Bad.
Murder and like,
murder is like not. You could have like picked him up and moved him so much bigger. There was no need for the murder. Not that it was a huge loss.
Like busts out of that joint, and the nun sister Maggie is like trailing him with a cop.
Right.
This whole time,
being like, "This all makes sense. It's fine. It's fine.
She gets to the store and she's like, "He's not here." Maybe she goes to the police now and she's like, I don't know where he would be, or like I'm not sure where he's not there.
But she's seen all the bodies revealed.
And then it's like, hey, he's totally gonna go to the orphanage,
right?
And so he does that. But first makes a pit stop at Linnea Quigley's house.
And kills those kids on the...
Yeah, but isn't that after or is that before?
Sleds. Before... No,
is that before or after the house?
Before. In the second one, they tell it like he's hitchhiking to the orphanage. Isn't it?
Yeah, but I thought it comes after the house.
No, I don't know which one happened.
I'm pretty sure it's after the house. We just watched both of these movies. And the second one is the first movie. So, pretty sure.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's Linnea Quigley getting... What do you call that?
stabbed on a
Yeah,
pair
is
of
there like
horns.
a like
Impaled.
impaled? She is impaled on a fucking like deer head with fucking antlers and shit. It is great death.
My
She
feet are
tips her tits
stuck
it out.
under the
Why?
chair. Because I like stuck them up on the bar and
You
I
did.
can't get them up.
You got it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I was panicked.
Her boyfriend's trying. Her and her boyfriend are trying to fuck, but like they can't do that.
'Cause the cat wants
in because she hears the jingle bells from the collar. Except it's the Santa
Right.
that kills her.
I'm sorry. Yes, that happens.
That happens
before.
first, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And then the boyfriend goes to look for her because
Why
he
does
wants
he
to
stop
fuck.
there?
I don't know, and he stops there, and then he's like,
And he looks
because
like
like
Michael
he knows
Cera, but
something's
with
behind.
blonde,
Yes.
straight
So
hair.
Michael Cera and Linnea Quigley.
I don't know why this is such a game for me. I love it.
And then he gets killed, and then we kill the kids on the sledding.
Yeah.
That's good. He
Yeah.
chops the head off when he's going down the hill
Oh, but
on
he
a
doesn't
sled.
kill the little girl that Linnea.
Right. He doesn't
is
kill the little
babysitting.
sister or something.
He gives her a box cutter
Yes, that he has killed people with.
that he's killed people with.
It's
I
bloody.
don't know exactly when he killed
Yeah,
people with
it's
it, and
bloody.
we've seen, I think, all the kills. Maybe he cuts the neck of Joe Pesci while he's stringing him up.
Oh, maybe.
Because he is bleeding.
Well, horror movies and superhuman strength. He's strong.
Rips the skin to cause it to
Uh.
bleed. That sounds so uncomfortable.
And then we get to the orphanage.
And the cop is there.
But
And the
before
cop-
that, though, we get to the orphanage, but there's a Santa.
Yeah, and the cop is there. Oh, I was including him in the
Were you
we.
including him?
He's part of my we. Like, we and Santa get to the orphanage.
Okay.
Sorry.
Get to the orphanage, yes. No, you're good.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm okay. We're okay.
Anyway,
So there's the Santa.
Santa's there, and the
walking
cops
across.
show up.
Yes.
And they're
Okay.
watching Santa walk across the, like, playground kind of area.
Steve Buscemi.
Yard, yeah.
Yes.
The small yard that they play in, and he's like going to shake this kid's hand, who's like
Yeah.
really excited.
I think
to
it's
see him.
Ricky.
Ricky, he's going to shake Ricky's hand, and the cop is like, "Stop!
Joe
I'll shoot!" Whatever,
And then
because he thinks it's the murderer.
yeah, because it's a Santa, so he
that we
just
know
needs
is
to
headed
stop
there.
the
Although it
Santa.
is Christmas.
Yeah.
So that's something you could
So
consider.
he shoots the Santa 3 times.
Shoots him, kills him. And
Just
who
dead.
is it? Is it the killer? No. It's Father Priestley.
Yes. Father Priest, man. It's him. And
Reverend Priestley.
when he is shot, blood sprays on Ricky. So traumatized.
Little traumatizing. He's having his own traumatizing Santa
There's
experience.
so many levels to this movie.
Lots of traumatizing of children. They see a lot of sex,
Which
and
I really enjoy
I don't know if
that
messes
about
it-
this.
Yeah.
Because, like, you don't see this anymore.
No, this is very 80s. This is so early 80s. It's the only late 70s. There was probably like 78 to 83.
Yeah. And America doesn't like, American films don't like,
Nudity.
yeah, they don't like bad things happening to kids.
Oh, yeah.
So kids dying in an American movie is very rare.
But there aren't that many kids that die.
No.
They just get traumatized.
Just, like,
Their
traumatic
lives
stuff.
are ruined, but they don't die. Do any kids die?
No, I don't think so.
So, America prevails again.
That mask is terrifying.
Oh, I didn't even
So
see
funny.
it. You can pick it out for me.
Look at this fucking mask. That it's Krusty the Clown.
Krusty the Clown.
It's obvious, isn't it?
Clearly.
It's so obvious.
It
It's
is though. Really.
terrifying.
That's worse, isn't it?
When you went really
close.
close into the phone earlier, I was like,
I
well,
was like,
and you were whispering. I was like, no, we're gonna die now. I'm gonna fucking die.
so creepy. I think I put this on once before. Oh, that's so much worse. I didn't realize how often I cupped my hands with my face, though.
So we're at the orphanage, and that whole traumatic thing happened.
I've got Snapple
And in a glass
in a
bottle.
glass bottle.
And let's see, he kills the cop, and I forget how we get there when he kills the cop.
The cop goes into the basement where that old.
Yeah, he's
School
like
buses.
outside patrolling the outside, right?
After he's killed the priest.
Yes.
So he's
and
kept the area safe.
secure.
Which, arguably,
He's securing the perimeter, and he
that
goes
priest
into like
could have been doing.
There's like a rapey shed.
Yeah,
that
there's
just
a
has
rape
staircases to like under the orphanage.
So really, did he do that bad of a thing?
And he's like checking it out. It's like the furnace is there.
Yeah, but it looks like a school
It's
bus.
like an old furnace that looks like a school bus. And there's nothing in there, so he heads back up and he gets fucking whacked by Billy because he's
Killed
naughty.
by Billy. Wow.
And then Billy, this is when he just
walks
enters,
out?
right?
Does he just walk out of there?
he walks
He
out
was already out.
and he goes up to the
Mother
like
Superior?
the
Doors.
orphanage doors, and they're
And
like
they're
getting
locked.
ready to sing songs, and he walks up there, and this kid goes and lets him in,
And Mother Superior
and she's
is
like yelling,
no.
and she's mad, and she's yelling.
This
and
part,
Billy
she
is
actually does a
telling-
pretty good job being an adult.
Yeah, she's like terrible.
She's
though.
so mean to Billy.
And she's telling Billy he sucks, and he's just just telling him he's garbage.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And that he's naughty. And I think he's saying that she's naughty and
Right.
punished, and
And then
she's
he
about
goes to
to axe her to
Hinge.
fucking death, and then he
I
gets
popped my
shot
back doing that. That felt great.
by Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart
Looking
on
like-
drugs.
Bob Hope when he shoots him.
Good stretch.
And he says, what does he say? You're safe now?
Oh yeah,
Santa
Santa's
is gone.
gone.
And then he dies.
And the kids scream.
And Ricky watches his,
Brother die
yeah.
in a
and then
Santa suit.
it like goes up to Ricky, and he's like, and he says naughty, right?
So you know there will be a second, right?
Which there is.
And,
Oh boy.
And man, was it high budget?
This
well
movie was
thought
made
out.
for $37.
Incredible.
It's
piece
just
of
like,
cinematography.
They recap the entire first movie.
Most of the pieces that were written just written in a way so that they could have the character tell you a large passage
Yeah.
that they could cut from the first
So
movie.
it's like a psychiatrist Ricky is in an
Insane
institution.
asylum. Yeah.
And I know I don't know what to call them anymore, so I'm just trying to say like institution.
Well, I
I
feel
don't
like it
wanna, like-
was an insane asylum
Right.
when he was there.
Right.
I don't think that ceases to be what it was.
So
Because there's
he's-
a kinder, gentler
Right.
appeal to an institution. Sort of.
So he's there, but like I don't know, because I feel like The Elm Street kids were definitely in the same type of place that he was, but
Yeah.
they were like in an institution.
Okay, well, but he's a psychotic person.
So he's wherever he is, and they
just
have
think they're gonna get murdered.
a psychiatrist come in
And
to interview him, so he's like relaying the story.
as he understands it from his brother.
Who told him everything.
Verbatim. Even parts he had no way of seeing or knowing that happened.
I'm guessing, like, he told him everything that happened to their parents. And then, like, he learned everything else about
From
what
the
Billy did
news?
from, like, the news and Mother Superior.
But then still, how would he know about the cops who went in to get the guy who'd come into his daughter's bedroom?
I have no idea.
Which is a confusing scene to me.
It's so stupid.
Is he surprising her because he's like being Santa? Because she immediately knows it's her dad, and that super creeps me out for some reason.
And then he
Sneaking
relays
in through my window
the
again.
entire first movie. And then that's a good solid, like, half hour.
At least.
And then,
I think it's 45% of the film, at least.
And then he goes into, like, his story on, like, he got adopted by the Rosenbergs.
Yeah.
So don't have to worry about Christmas.
His words.
Yeah. Yeah. He says that.
He does.
And then, so he, like, loves it there. He's a child. He's having a
He's
childhood.
permitted to just be.
And, like, he's out shopping with his mom.
And there are
And
nuns.
he sees nuns, so he starts having, like, a fit.
Yeah. And, like,
And then-
imagining his brother
and
dying.
Like, yes.
Or
and
not
they're
even his
walking.
brother, his dad?
No, I think it's his brother
Is
because
it his brother dying? Is it the priest? Because
Yeah, it might be the
outside.
priest.
He's
It's the
imagining the
priest.
priest dying. It's
I think he
very
sees
weird.
the priest and then he sees his brother.
And he's like,
And they're like going in and out of stores, and then they go into one store, and then like the person goes in the window and like lays like a red velvet cloth in the window, and he like
and he
has a
loses
fit.
his mind. Which I guess is reasonable, but
And then, like-
also, how is this the first time that's happening?
And then like 5 years later, his dad dies, who he calls his stepdad.
But it wouldn't be his
Because it's just
stepdad.
his adopted dad, which
His
means
adopted
it's his
dad.
dad.
So his dad. He doesn't say
Uh-huh.
he's my stepson.
And he never
he says
says
he's
like,
my son.
yeah, he never says any. He says like, he never says stepmom.
No. I don't know.
And
man.
then, so he like needs to have some time to himself, which means he goes and like kills people.
Yeah.
Because there's like this couple that's gonna like get it on, but the guy's a dick and trying to assault her, and she says no. And he's like watching this.
Right, through the trees.
Through the trees, and then the guy gets pissed and gets a beer after he like slaps her around a little bit.
Yeah, because she hurts his leg.
Mm-hmm. And so
He's like, hey, you dumb bitch, I'm going to get a beer and then I'll be back.
yeah. So he
So
goes and like gets a beer,
1983.
and then he like does. I think he like checks himself in the mirror, and then he like goes and stands in front of his Jeep with the beer, and then Ricky, not Billy, is in the
But
Jeep.
reasonable that you would make that mistake because this only really makes sense if you're Ricky.
And then he's
Billy.
And then he's in the car.
Yeah, which was he's a way creepier.
And he
He's
runs him
more
over
of like a
multiple
Michael Myers, and a Freddy. Like his ability and Jason, like any of them, because his ability to like just pop up quietly somewhere is like unrealistic. And so he's more like a horror movie killer than.
And so the girl sees this happen and walks up there and sees like this dude's arm twitching under the Jeep and looks at Ricky and says, "Thank you." Gratitude.
Appreciated the help with the murder for the near rape.
And then he like meets Pamela. No.
No,
Is this
Pamela was the first one, right?
Yeah, or is this Pamela?
Because I called her Bonnet.
Well, he meets this blonde girl, and then he's like totally into her. They go to the movies. He kills people in the movie theater. Sarah?
Amanda?
I don't know.
Jessica? Tell me about
Haley?
Jennifer. We just watched this
I know.
movie.
And I don't even care.
She seems to be a model, though, because
Yeah,
they have
there's
a
a
headshot of
headshot.
her. But then I don't think there's anything that ever talks
So
about
they
her
go to the
being a
movies. He
model.
kills these annoying people in the back of the theater.
Because they won't shut up.
Yeah.
Especially the one.
And then her ex-boyfriend shows up and is being gross, and he has a girl with him.
Who's maybe a prostitute.
They
She sort of
leave.
alleges that that's the case.
He comes back and Ricky comes back and sits with this girl he's with, and she wants to leave, but he's like, no, I'm into the movie now because he's killed some people. And then the next day they're walking down the street, right? And they see
the guy.
They see the guy who
That
has
was a weird,
much blonder hair.
so much blonder, but also still super terrible.
Yeah.
Horrible hair both
And
times.
he's being a dick, and he dies.
He alludes to the fact that he had sex with
Yes.
this guy's girlfriend once before. She wasn't even a
Yes.
virgin.
And
They
so that
are 27.
really upsets him. They are
How dare she?
27.
What a hoe.
So he obviously gets jumper cables to in his mouth, and
Puts jumper camera in the...
and it blows his eyes out.
It does. And it's a very realistic face that they focus on for quite some time.
And she freaks out, and he kills her, right?
That seems like that's the only
Yeah.
thing that could possibly
Because he has to
result.
punish her.
Punishment. Naughty. He says naughty a lot.
Yeah.
That's his deal.
And then, so that happens, and then he's just walking down the street, or the cop shows up, and is like, hold it right there. And is going to handcuff him, is holding the gun in his face, and he just grabs the gun.
Yeah, and shoots him
Flips
in the
it
middle
around,
of the
shoots
head.
him in the head, and then he's walking down the street, and he shoots someone who comes out of the house, what's all this noise? Shoots him. And probably the most famous part of this movie is this guy is taking out trash.
He's holding the garbage can.
the big garbage can, and is putting it down, and Ricky is pointing the gun, and he says, "Garbage day," and shoots this guy, and it's ridiculous.
And he
but
has
it's
a
famous.
crazy voice. He
Yeah.
has a Freddy voice. And I think he could have said bitch.
Could have said bitch.
Right? Garbage day,
Bitch. There's just a lot going on in this movie.
And he moves his eyebrows every single word he says. It's incredible how often he has to move them. Look how slow I have to talk to even be able to do that. It hurts my eyebrows, man.
So then what? He gets to Mother Superior. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
And he kills her.
And she's had a stroke.
Yeah.
So her face is burnt off. And
She's had, and
infected.
it is really bumpy.
And
grotesque looking.
pustules.
And, and just really
Crustiness.
gross and
Really gross
fake
and
looking.
bad makeup. Zebra striped almost. Very
Yeah.
bad.
It's bad. It's bad. I think this whole movie's bad.
It's really bad. But there are a couple of parts
There's
that are
a couple funny things.
Garbage Man.
Yeah. So you got Garbage Day, you got
Day.
What?
Yeah.
That fucking
That
movie
is
theater.
so funny.
That whole movie theater scene is really funny. But this
Agreed.
movie is terrible. And I don't
It's so
think I
bad.
don't really watch this one that often. And I think that's why, because it's just so bad.
Even the movie theater was a guise to use some of the last movie in this movie because it's
Yes.
the story of the previous movie and they
Yes.
literally show footage of it.
Yes.
It's just completely, how can we use as
$37
many
budget.
inches of
This
this film in this movie? It's incredible. It's inventive. It's an
yeah.
inventive way to completely recycle one movie.
Yeah.
Completely.
I think it's worth a watch at least once, but I don't think you need to watch it
Ever again. No. But it is something truly, I was going to say truly its own. Not accurate at all.
It's not. It relies heavily on the first film.
It's not even a little bit accurate.
I mean, no.
It is something.
No. So, controversy. So, the first film had a big controversy because moms were really mad about it.
Right. And they picketed.
Yeah, they picketed this movie.
Picketed.
Because they don't like Killer Santa Claus. Because all the advertisement of this movie was like Killer Santa Claus. And he's like going down a chimney, he has an axe. So that's like
scary.
The poster.
It doesn't happen in the movie.
No. But it's a great poster.
But you know what would happen is he'd get stuck halfway and then he'd die, and that's how somebody would find out there wasn't a Santa.
But would he break his neck? He would break his neck.
Right. Though. Sorry. And he'd also have presents
terrifying.
With him.
That's speaking of traumatic.
So sad. Gets me every time.
So because of the boycott, it closed after a week in theaters. But in 1984, like, this would have been a hit.
Yeah.
Because
it was great.
It had a $750,000 budget. And in a week, in 1984, made $2.5 million. So it would have made more.
It was
if it wasn't forced to close by angry moms.
The first movie was really good. The audacity that the second movie has to suggest that there may be a third is ridiculous.
But there is.
When did it come out?
I haven't seen anything beyond the second one, and I don't think they follow this anymore. But I could be wrong. But I haven't seen any of them.
The second one is so bad.
Have a desire to
especially compared to the first.
Yeah,
because the first is great.
Like, the first one's up there. So, like, you, like, take, like, the big three, like, Halloween, Jason, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, my favorites after those are, like, My Bloody Valentine, Hello, Mary Lou Prom Night 2, Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Oh, so this is in there.
Yeah, but I would not the second one.
No, you would not.
But I guess if you're, like, in a pinch and you want to watch something, you want to watch a Silent Night, Deadly Night, but you want to see Garbage Day, but you want to watch the first movie, so you just put in the second movie.
But you could just skip the second altogether and watch the first.
Right.
So that's pretty much the review.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's what we do here, review, but we're done with this one. So.
Yeah.
Do you want to press it? You were doing so good with it. Oh,
I know. Like, I hit it.
Careful.
When you hit it.
Careful.
Ugh.